Welcome, everyone, to the Success Elevated podcast. As always, I'm your host, Hayden Lee, and I am joined this week by my co-host, founding partner here at Spot On Solutions, Katie Harris.
Hey, Hayden.
Thanks for coming on the podcast, Katie. Wanted to dive in and talk about a bunch of things that we've learned here in 2025. There's, kind of as we get to the end of every year, we've done this in other podcast series, but we want to do a short series, take a couple of episodes to talk about some of our favorite things that we've learned in 2025 and kind of how that sets us up for the new year, 2026.
You bet. I love closing out a year. I've had a lot of conversations with different companies about, hey, what did 2025 look like? What does the planning for 26 look like? And every once in a while, you get some things that everything just shifts. Yeah. And it's just different now than it's ever been before. And the world with AI in it is just different now than it will ever be.
Yeah. The world changes constantly, and AI is probably almost a level above that.
You got to go like way back in time, right? And this is going to make me look so stinking old. But when I was in college, right? Like I always say, like I couldn't even major in what I do today. I couldn't even have been like, I'm going to major in digital marketing because it wasn't even a thing.
Nope.
I majored in advertising and public relations, right? But when I was in college, I had like a few professors that used email. Oh, geez, I'm so old that feels so horrible to say that out loud.
It's crazy.
But, I was like, Google was just barely a thing.
Yep.
And then Google took over. The world was never the same, right? The internet came. The world was never the same. And I've never seen a shift as big as what we've seen this year with AI. I mean, I got to go clear back in time to the olden days to remember when Google came on.
Every time, and this is a bigger conversation that we don't necessarily have to go down, but every time I think about like inventions, like modern inventions, I'm always like,
you're going to be a history buff for a minute?
Yeah. Well, just like you think about like history and how quickly the world has advanced in like, let's say from like World War II to like when we landed on the moon. That was like 20 years.
Yeah.
25 years. Like that's insane when you think about all the technology that changed between then, or between landing on the moon and like, when email was invented or when the internet was invented, like all of the things and vehicles and all these different things. And I think what people don't realize is we are quietly in like one of the craziest advanced paces of inventions.
Revolutionary.
Yeah. Like it's hard for people to realize because we're in the middle of it, but it's like we are developing technology at a faster rate than we ever have.
It's exponentially faster than we've ever known it to be before. And that changes everything.
Yep.
And in some ways, it's terrifying. Some people are very, very afraid of it. We talk to clients all the time that are so afraid of this that they're very resistant to it.
Yep.
Right. And then we talk to others who are all in and they're already... they're already running their estimates through it and they're already using it to replace like HR and like so many things like that. So you've got like both ends of the spectrum where it's like very scary and unknown to I'm just going to fully jump in and embrace it, right? Most people are somewhere there in the middle, but regardless, it's making an impact right now. And it is the number one thing that, has been on people's minds when it comes to marketing in 2025. And I will tell you, it's still top of mind going into 2026.
AI is it's something we talk about constantly. I know you travel a lot. I travel a decent amount. We go to events. We meet with clients. Everybody asks, what are you doing with AI? How does AI affect my marketing? And we sometimes spin that around on our clients. Like, how are you using AI? Because it's here to stay. So, it's not going away. So how can you better utilize artificial intelligence in your day-to-day life to help grow your business,
right,
to help improve your marketing, whatever it is.
So let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing with AI in marketing specifically.
Yep.
And I think, first of all, it's just important to just say, this is not brand new, right? Like to some of us, AI in our, like us actually using it in our everyday things might feel a little bit more new. But as far as AI to Google, not new. Google's been using AI for a very, very, very long time. I think what's new is how much access we all have to it in our daily life. But AI has been around for a very, very long time. The difference is it is getting so much better so fast that changes are we just see things evolve way faster than we ever have.
Yep.
How are you seeing AI, the use of AI in marketing, and specifically speaking to Google Ads?
Constantly, Google is dropping new features. We talk about this fairly often with our clients that, there's like 3, 4, 5,000 Google updates to Google Ads in a given year. Like there's constantly all these changes. And so Google's been adding features built in with AI. There's some things like AI Max that we've started using recently that are in beta testing. But really what our team has started using AI for, that's been a huge benefit is analyzing data. That's where AI really kind of separates itself in the marketing world. Is you can use it to analyze a lot of data very quickly.
Yeah.
What used to take our team sometimes days and weeks to pore over, to find,
to make decisions, to make data-driven decisions,
we can now do in a couple hours,
right?
Which is really, really cool. It helps our team be better and get more responsive to our clients because we have data at our fingertips and we can analyze it at our fingertips. So that's probably been the biggest difference for Google Ads, and that affects other marketing as well. It affects your SEO and other things with your website. But with Google Ads specifically, we can analyze data very, very quickly.
Yeah. Eric Sprague and I do a lot of retreats for the Road to 7 Figures, and we've been talking to a lot of business owners about how they're using AI in their marketing. And so I thought it'd be fun to just maybe talk through some quick tips that whether you feel like you're pretty expert at it or you feel like you're brand new to it, some quick ways you can go start using AI right now going into 2026 in your marketing. One of those, very simple, and maybe one of the easiest places to go is with your social media. So one of my favorite things to do, you guys, is to decide which platform you like. There's lots. You can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude, you can use Gemini. I will tell you right now, and for the last 6 months solid, I'm a big ChatGPT fan. I tend to spend most of my time in with prompts in ChatGPT and doing things there. What about you? Do you have a preference?
It's definitely been more ChatGPT, but I have been impressed recently with Gemini. Okay. Gemini's done some really cool things, both with social media, but also just, again, analyzing data. But one of those two is usually, we have team members. We don't really have a company-wide specific AI that we have platforms and policies of how you should use AI, but we don't necessarily say you've got to use one platform over another. And we have coworkers that love Claude, but most of us are using ChatGPT or Gemini right now, and seeing good success with both.
Couple of my takeaways, and if you're listening to this podcast right now, I just want to say this might be outdated by the time you listen. This could be outdated by tomorrow, right? That's literally how fast I think things are moving. I can tell you right now that I like the way chat's performing for me, but because of how fast we're seeing things change, that could change to Claude tomorrow, right? I've seen it go both ways. So I'm really comfortable in chat. I'm using it for most of my things. My peers, coworkers, team members here that are also really into it, if they're doing a lot of data-driven stuff. So if you're dumping in a lot of hard data and you need you need to analyze things in big data groups, Claude is a favorite right now for something like that. And Gemini, just because we use the G Suite, we have
integrates really nicely.
We have the Google Suite. We have the paid Google Suite that we use, which means the paid version of Gemini is included in that. So if you're using, Gmail for your team, you should just know that paid version is already available for everybody. And I will just put in there as a disclaimer, you do need to be using the paid version of these platforms.
Yeah. That's something we learned pretty quickly. The free version is only going to get you so far, which, that's how a lot of services are.
You can't protect your data on an unpaid version.
Yep.
I don't know how much you can actually protect your data anywhere at any time, but it is better. You can turn off data sharing on a paid version.
So you're using it for social media. You like using it in social media, content creation.
Let's talk about a couple of things I like in social media that are really simple to do. I love creating a social media calendar, right? Where you can go in and in a prompt, you can say, hey, my people hang out on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. Tell it where your people hang out. Give it some information about who you are, what your values are, what your brand is, what your main services are. And then you can say, hey, I want a content calendar for Facebook put together, focusing on highlights for the winter months, right? That alone right there is going to go give you, you pick a 30, 60, 90-day content calendar where it's going to say, hey, these are the posts that we think you should do. Consider, this special or this wording or whatever. So it'll give you it. It will ask you, do you want this put into a Google Calendar, right? What format do you want? Do you want this in a printable PDF? You can pick the format you want it in. And then you can go in and say, hey, on, January 3rd, here's the post, and you can go start editing by post. So really, I think is a no-brainer thing to do is to go put together a social media calendar to kick off your new year.
Love it. I would say another tip for people's marketing, and this is related to marketing, but it's also related just to general communication. AI is great for emails. Really, really good for email. And so if you're in a business that does email marketing, it can help with that. But everybody communicates via email in today's day and age, whether you're communicating with maybe an insurance agent. If you're in the restoration world, you need to communicate with an insurance agent or some of your partners or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, Gemini, they're great tools for email.
Help you set the tone of an email, right? If you put your basic information in there, you might say, hey, I want my tone to sound hostile. I want my tone to sound pleasant. I want my tone to sound friendly, right? Sometimes we get into emotionally charged emails or emotionally charged like replying to reviews, different things like that, where we maybe take some things a little personally and we lose track of what our tone is actually sounding like. I love to go put into AI, like the tone I'm looking for. And I also like to put into it the length I'm looking for.
Yeah. I want this to be a paragraph or 4 sentences or whatever. Yeah.
Sometimes my emails can either be a little too short and abrupt, right? Not get enough information, or they can be a little too wordy and hard to follow. I want to be sure that I'm putting that information in there so that whoever I'm communicating with is having the best experience with me as possible. And we are clearing up communication with the right tone. To the best of our ability. It really amplifies our ability to do that.
And, again, kind of tying it even into more marketing stuff is like, it's great for email marketing. It can help you come up with, A/B test different, content in those emails, help you A/B test maybe some different, subject lines. Like it's great for testing that kind of stuff. And what's great is when you get the results back, when you get the data back, you plug it back into ChatGPT or Gemini and say, hey, we tested those emails or we tested this. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
What can we do differently next time? That's the great thing about AI platforms is they can learn over time.
Yeah.
Is that as you feed better data back into it, you can say, hey, we tried out your suggestions, didn't work because of this, or we got this data back. What is that telling me? Then you can start making good decisions based on that afterwards, which is really cool.
I like it. So those are a few things that I think are just top of mind, ways to go do it. I do say I would go turn off your data sharing on there. That's a go-to thing to do. I would say it is worth spending the time to go in there and create some prompts based on what you do most often. So if it's a marketing, like go make your marketing prompts so that it is smart and lined out. If it's an operations, go make your operations prompts, financials, whatever, right? Spend a little bit of time and go create that stuff so that moving forward, the outputs that you're getting are just really great.
Yeah. Create consistent prompts, I think is super important, and save those, have those saved in a note somewhere, or, so you can copy and paste them and throw them into there. Having consistency will help these AI platforms learn more about you, your business, and will help them get better.
Okay. Now I'm just going to say this because I run across this all the time when I'm out training. For those of you listening that are like, I just haven't done it yet. I'm having a hard time going there. My husband is an attorney. He has a really hard time with the concept of putting some of this into AI, right? He's doing it though. So this is what I'm saying. I want you to just get in there and start playing around with it in a way you're comfortable. So you don't need to go put in, the most sophisticated strategic stuff. You don't need to go do your whole marketing plan. You don't need to go do anything that you're uncomfortable with at this point. But my advice for all the business owners that are out there just feeling a little uncertain about how to get into this is I'm going to say, go use it in things that you're really comfortable with that are fun for you and see what you can learn from it. You're going to I promise you, it will blow your mind and you will be shocked by what's happening. I'm talking things like these are the things in my fridge. Help me make something for dinner, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't have to worry about that. If that's bad information, if that goes awry, whatever, you're safe, right? And so if you're feeling very uneasy about it, go to the safe places, right? Hey, I'm planning to go on vacation in April to Disneyland with my family. Help me make an itinerary.
Yeah,
Where are the
that's
places
great.
I should go, right? Put some of that stuff in there and start to play around with it just enough that you start to get a little bit comfortable. You're going to be shocked at how easy it is and how user-friendly it is. And then when you're ready to go on, then I'm going to say, make AI your best friend, right?
Yep.
Make chat your best friend and say, hey, I'm trying to make a business plan for 2026 and act as my business coach, right? Whatever, start testing it to see what it can help you put together and then just build from there. If you don't know what it can help you do, ask, right? Like, hey, I am very interested in, upping my game with digital marketing using AI in 2026. One of my favorite things to do is ask AI, what more do you need to know from me to help me put together this plan? Ask me one question at a time, right? If I just say, what more do you need to know from me? I'm going to get a list of like 20 questions from AI and I'm going to be like,
It's going to be overwhelming.
I can't do all that. But if I say, ask me one question at a time, it'll say a bunch of fluffy, super nice, complimentary stuff to me, right? That I just eventually tell it not to waste its time doing. Some people like when AI gives it like,
it
hey,
comes off
that's
as another
a great
person.
question. You're super
Oh my
smart.
gosh,
Thanks
thank you
for
so
asking."
much.
But what I'm going to do is say, ask me a question. And AI is probably going to come back like a really smart coach, right? Consultant, expert, and say, tell me what your top priorities are. Do you want to do you care more about building your team or increasing revenue? Right. And I'm going to say, I care more about, growing my team. And so it's going to say, okay. And it's going to ask a next question and a next question and a next question. And usually at some point I get really sick of just answering the questions. And so I'll say, that's enough questions. Put me together a plan.
Yep.
And you're going to be shocked at how far ahead you can get in some things that can be really complicated, overwhelming. Maybe you don't feel like an expert in your marketing or in your business planning or whatever that looks like. AI is going to be a game changer.
So as we kind of maybe put a bow on this AI conversation,
Wrap up the year.
yeah, wrap up the year, and we're wrapping up kind of this topic about AI. What would, if you could leave, man, if you could leave our listeners or our clients or whoever's checking out the podcast, if you could leave them with kind of one tip with regards to AI. You said it there at the end, start maybe in kind of a safe spot. I think that's a great tip. Anything else that you would kind of leave them with to kind of help them maybe start getting more involved in AI or help them see, the importance of it?
I really loved industry events this year because there's always going to be an AI breakout or an AI training. Get into them.
Mm-hmm.
Go talk to other people and see what they're doing. I mean, I'm telling you right now, people are uploading their estimates and they're finding what they're missing in estimates.
Yeah.
People are, just go find out what your peers in the industry are using it for and start using it there. I'm seeing AI get really, really great with like answering phones. That's a big pain point in the service industry is, do I use a call center? How do I answer phones after hours? All of that. 6 months ago, I'm like, ooh, not so good, right? House Call Pro, some of these other platforms that you're probably already paying for, they're building in AI systems to like
good.
answer phones. And man, if you tried it even a month ago and didn't think it was very good, go try it again because it's getting better that fast. It's not like in a couple years, it might be good. We're talking like in a couple weeks, it might be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's really cool.
That's what I would say is find out how other people are using it and then try it.
Give it a try.
And if you weren't impressed the last time you tried it, try it again because it's really fast how much improvements are happening.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would maybe leave, and we've said this multiple times in various ways, but AI is, my experience, is only as good as the inputs. It's only as good as what you give it.
Yeah.
And so don't take the human element out of it. Like at the end of the day, like you're the business owner or you are the general manager or whatever your role is, like you can steer the ship.
Yeah.
AI is a tool for you. to help make your day better, to help you be more efficient, to help you grow your business, whatever it is. It's only as good as the inputs that you give it. And so, like take the time to make sure you're giving it good information, but at the end of the day, like you're the human, you're going to go out and take that information and make decisions that are going to help you grow your business. So don't let it rule your life. Don't let it control who you are. But there's some cool things that you can learn from
AI doesn't replace experts. It doesn't replace you.
Yeah.
It amplifies experts and it makes a better version of you. You can do more faster and better than you can do without it when you treat it right. So it's exciting. It's a lot of fun. We're going to be constantly talking about it. I will tell you right now, people always say, what do you expect in 2026? And I'm like, I don't know what to expect, but I'm gonna be ready for it, right? I'm going to be ready. That might mean everybody might need to pivot a little bit in things that we don't even know are here yet. That's what I think we're really looking at in the future is something's going to come that we can't even plan for. Just like I couldn't even major in digital marketing a few years ago.
Yep.
We can't even plan for it because it's never existed before. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be great for business owners. You're going to have a lot of power in your pocket that's going to give you a competitive advantage. Things that maybe only, very large corporations have been able to afford in the past. That's now available. I think it's leveling the playing field a lot and it's super exciting.
Love it. Katie, let's close out the podcast. I'm going to ask a question that we used to ask quite a bit on these podcasts.
Okay.
We used to talk a lot about favorite book or podcasts that you're reading or listening to. And we had a lot of listeners request and say that was one of their favorite parts of the episodes. Yeah. So let's do this. I'm going to have you give me your favorite book that you've either read recently or read this year, whatever direction you want to go that way.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a podcast that I've really enjoyed.
Oh, you're going to take the podcast.
I know. I'm going to take the easy one.
Okay. You guys have heard me talk about it so much. This book impacted me in a big way. And I think we're bringing it in for our team next year a little bit more too. And it is called Unreasonable Hospitality. And it's actually based in the restaurant business, Michelin 5-star restaurants and how they showed up with just unreasonable hospitality to make all the difference. I love that idea of not just, providing great customer service, but unreasonable hospitality when we work in the service industry, no matter, what your service is. That's my favorite book this year.
Love it. Favorite podcast for me. This is one that I think I've probably mentioned before. And, he wrote a book too that I really love. But Jocko Willink has a great podcast. And he talks a lot about this theme of extreme ownership.
Yep.
And how as leaders in the business world, in the military, whatever it is, there's this concept of taking extreme ownership over you and your team members and how that can help you be a better leader. And his podcast is awesome. He has lots of guys come on and talk about, crazy stories in the military. And there's some fascinating things you learn there, but there's a lot of things that you can just apply to your regular life.
I love it.
And he's awesome. He's a super inspiring guy. But definitely my favorite podcast I listened to this year. So,
well, Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year, Katie. This is excited to talk a lot of, we're going to do another couple episodes talking about some of our favorite things from 2025. AI is just kind of the tip of the iceberg and was top of mind for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, super grateful you came back on to talk podcasting with me and to talk AI, and looking forward to the next episode.
Thank you.